Hello, everyone. Hello.
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 Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to MangaPod. I'm Erin.
I'm Dodger.
And I'm Moeka.
Hell yeah.
And I'm
Hell yeah,
Moo.
you are.
I was
And I'm Moo.
I was like, usually we do it together, but then I was going to see if you wanted to do it by yourself. I was just waiting. Going with the flow.
Instead, I decided to troll Moeka. So I don't know. I'm just off my game today.
Oh, if you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, we are a weekly podcast which we all get together after we've read all or part of a manga, or in this case, a manhwa, and we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. This week we are talking Week Hero chapters 1 through 37 for Dooger's birthday pod. Holla, holla, holla.
Yay.
It is like, so just, no.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows. Yay, it's my birthday pod. But also, there is like some crazy ass thunder. I'm occasionally like not dropping from the call, but everybody gets a little sketchy for me every now and then. So if I do drop from the call, it's because the powers of the English storm whisked me away. Just so everybody's aware.
Yay, happy birthday.
Well, thank you. 33 bitch. Woo.
It's the gods wishing you a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I keep telling Clarky whenever it happens, and she goes, oh, it's thunder. I'm like, yeah, it's laughter. Someone's up there laughing. It's fine. They're having a good time. They're so excited to give us rain. They're just laughing. And now now it's a combination that she like runs away going, ah, thunder. It's just laughing.
Aw, that's so cute.
I'm like, I guess, yeah.
She's so cute.
I agree, but I'm biased.
Can't. The video you posted of her just like spraying you with the hose was so good.
That's like an almost everyday thing. Every time we water the plants, she like at some point like puts water over her feet, and then is like, "Mommy, it's your turn." I'm like, "No, I'm okay," because if she's gonna try to put water on my feet, I know it's actually gonna get all over me.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do?
Cute. She's so cute.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, yeah, should I do a summary for this ish?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you guys have not joined us before, what we like to give you short spoiler-free of the description. A spoiler-free description of the manga that we read, aka summary, and then we'll give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think you should spend time going to read this manga or not. That way, if it sounds like something you are interested, you can take your leave, go read it, come back and watch the VOD of this on YouTube, or you can also listen to it on Spotify or iTunes or Google Podcasts, wherever audio streaming is. Trigger warnings for this manga in manhwa include strong violence, homophobia, assault, blood. That's
blood was the other one we put in there because we were like, gore. Would gore work? But I think gore implies kind of a different genre and a different type of thing. It's just like a lot of violence. Yeah.
And also make a point that this one is on Webtoons to read for free. You can go over and check it out on there. We ask that nobody post any spoilers in chat until we get to spoiler section. And once we get in spoiler section, no spoilers for anything past chapter 37. So thank you, Dukes.
Once the bully targets you, it's game over. This school is run by tyrants whose favorite hobby is tormenting the weakest kids in class. But then Gray arrives. This mysterious new student threatens to dismantle the established order. He may be small in stature, but his calculative and brutal fighting leaves unsuspecting opponents lying on the floor begging for mercy. Now the school's toughest bullies have to scramble to take down this new and unusual hero.
Da, da, da.
Ba, ba, da, ba. Ba, 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 ba.
Do, do, do. Cool. Spoiler free recommendations. I can go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
I love this manhwa. I loved
So
it.
glad. We literally hadn't talked about anything yet, and I was like, what if everybody fucking hated it? And that's why they haven't mentioned anything.
No, it's so good. The art is awesome. The action is perfect. It draws you in. Like, you just get into it. The characters are so dynamic, and there's not one that feels the same as the other. Even the, like, baddies. But then you also have some great character development. Like, we're only 37 chapters in, and there's been a few like character arcs that we've already gotten to see that are awesome. So the writing is great as well. If you enjoy action comics or manga, if you've read The Breaker, which is another manhwa, it's very similar to those. This is one that you would want to check out and read, and then you just get into it. It's so easy to read too. So I recommend it. I recommend it if you enjoy all those things.
Oh man.
No, I can go.
Yeah, go.
I read this by accident. Not to hop ahead to the what were you expecting, but I read this a while back. I recommended it for my birthday pod because I wound up getting I like totally sucked in. I don't think that it's perfect, but the things that it does really well really surprised me. And I wound up getting super invested and really interested in where it was going. And so, yeah, if you like action sort of stuff, if you're interested in, I don't want to say if you like revenge stories. I don't know that people necessarily always like revenge stories, but if you're interested in kind of the psychology of revenge stories and things like that, it's good, I think. So I would definitely recommend it, and that's why I had the group read it this week. So, yeah.
There's so much I want to say. I could see like people who like do not like subjects like bullying would not enjoy this. Okay, so for my recommendation, I say yes, read it, because I also had, like, if you're in the mood for action and like some brawler shit, definitely check this out. When I read the description, I was just like, what the fuck are we reading? I don't think I'm gonna like this. And then holy shit, chapter by chapter, I was like, holy fuck, I need more.
Cool. We all recommend it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So we are now going to jump into spoiler section. If this sounds like something you want to read and not be spoiled on, then now is the time to take your leave. Come back and watch this or listen to it later. Once again, you can find this comic on Webtoons. So, all right.
And it's free.
It's free. It's not one of the ones that you have to pay for. It's just free to read. Yeah. It's so good.
It was really funny that, because it started in like 18 or 19, and then you had to have the coins to get it, like the fast pass.
Yes, so all the comments,
all the comments are like, I used my coins. I've never done it so quickly, but I needed to. And I was like, I kept waiting. I was like, oh man, it's gonna stop being free. I'm gonna hit the point, and then I realized that the whole thing is for free now.
Yeah. So good. Funny. We picked the right time. We picked the right time to read it.
Yes.
Okay. Spoiler section. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Great.
Ben is gone.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. We don't all have to agree. This is how pantheons work, guys.
Oh my goodness. All right. Go ahead.
Let's start with what you guys expected, since Moeka was like, I did not think I was gonna enjoy this at all.
Yeah. Moeka, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. So I went in, I read the description, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Literally, is this gonna be some weird, like, did we not just talk about how we were not into like school drama because it's so petty and whatnot? And then I was just like, what the fuck? They're in middle school? Excuse me? Okay. So I went in thinking, oh, it's gonna be like some weird like, this dude fucked my girl. Time to fuck him up. But that is not at all what this was. Somehow, man, there's so much to unpack here.
Yeah. One thing I think later on they tried to explain it a little better, but I guess they're technically in what we would think of as high school, right?
Yeah.
But
like first year, like freshmen.
Yeah, but with the intention of only being there a couple of years, I think. I don't know if that's because it's a school filled with delinquents and they're like, none of these motherfuckers are going to college. Like, it's fine. But, yeah, I was also like confused occasionally, like, wait, are they in middle school? No, because they're in middle school in the flashback.
Yeah.
How old are they?
That was definitely a few moments. I had that same exact thing where I was like, what timeline are we in?
Yeah.
Where am I? Wait, did you have anything else you?
Yeah, sorry, I cut.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Duger,
you go ahead.
What are you eating? Oh, I thought that was peanut butter.
I'm just scraping up some peanut butter.
Scooped up some
Don't mind me.
I dehydrated a bunch of apples because Sam compulsively buys apples, even though we don't eat them that fast. So I was like, oh, well, I haven't dehydrated apples in a long time, so I'm gonna do that. They're not like super sweet. These apples specifically aren't great for dehydrating, I'm realizing, but it's chill. I'll eat them. Okay, yeah. So I have I have indulged in many a story that is akin to, for whatever reason, this school is filled with a bunch of like either spineless, like a combination of really spineless side characters and then really violent main characters that have taken over the school. And then you have like the one main character who's like, I'm not going to stand for this anymore, right? I don't know why, but this is an occasional trope that pops up and I always go for it just to like see what's going to happen. With this one, I thought that it was going to be like this kind of like, I thought it was going to go more along those lines, which is typically, I'm going to school, I'm just going to keep my head down and like have a good time at school, even though I know the school is corrupt. Like, as long as nobody notices me, then it's fine. And then some kind of like a catalyst happens and they're like, no, I need to stand up for myself, right? I thought that was going to be the kind of story that it was. I did not expect that from the get-go it was going to be, hi, I'm Gray. I've already beaten the shit out of a couple of kids from another school, and that's why I'm here, even though I'm really smart. And if you test me, I'll also beat the shit out of you. Like, I was like, oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love him.
Yeah, just the like, he's dangerous from the get-go. That was not, I did not think that was going to be a thing.
Yeah. I was expecting more of like him having a breaking point, the exact same thing. Like being bullied and then having the breaking point and then like boom. So to have him start out as fucking terrifying in like the first chapter set a different tone than I think we usually see for these kind of series. And it also like sets him up on a high level that makes it, for me, it was interesting to be like, well, what else, where is he gonna go? Like, he's already so high up. And so seeing that, I didn't expect that to be his character arc, was facing off against different people, like getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah. And also I think it was Stachi in chat was saying that they felt like nearly everybody that you met, or maybe everybody that you met, was unlikable instead of trying to make them likable, like trying to make them unlikable. The other thing that really surprised me about Gray as a character was that he like fully, in terms of character, like fully committed to, I'm detached, I don't care about anybody, like I'll fuck you up, I don't care who you are, right? There were many moments where he was interacting with somebody and I thought he was gonna like soften a little bit, and he did not. It's just, he's like fully, and I'm glad that you guys were down to read as much as we did, because I had just finished, when I was trying to figure out how much we should read, I had just finished the like backstory, and I was like, we have to read this part though.
Oh my God.
We can't not read this part.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There was something along those lines that stuck out. A moment was when oh shit, what's his name? The blonde dude. Not Steve.
Teddy.
What is it?
Teddy,
yeah.
The shitty blonde dude. Yeah.
When he makes the other kid run up to Gray and put the marker X on his back, there's a moment where, like, because Gray turned around and this is build of Gray's gonna soften because he knows this kid, what's happening to him, and that
he knows this kid's being bullied,
and then Gray just being like, dude, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you, like, you're still fucking doing this, like, you say you don't have a choice, that's not my problem. He's like, I'm not gonna pity you. And so he doesn't have this like heart of gold trying to protect everybody that we see in protagonists within revenge like manga or comic like this. And that, I think, is something that's really interesting. Like you said, he doesn't soften.
Yeah. Which kind of, I think, makes him, as like the main character, it makes him difficult to connect with. He's like really interesting to watch. But I think in a way they've made characters like Alex and Ben like much more, maybe not relatable, but like you can rely on them to have like a bit more like empathy, even though they're just hoodlums, you know? So at times, I didn't even necessarily feel like Gray was the main character. I always felt like he was the most interesting character, or like the character that I was waiting to do something wild. But he didn't always feel like the main character to me.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. I guess I could have talked about this for my recommendation. But the author's like really good at like drawing you in with these characters, because I mean, overall the majority of them are not good characters. There's only like one quote unquote good character. And so it's like the author's really good, like the writing, something about the writing is really good at getting you to see like where these characters are coming from and like understanding why they are the way that they are, or at least like at that point that like story-wise has been revealed to us. Which I don't know, it just like drew me in. What crazy shenanigans will these fucking idiots get into?
But for real, like, this is definitely one of those where the fuck is everybody's parents stories.
Yes. Unless they're like, a rich, influential politician. Yeah,
unless they're rich and we're going to see them either in shadow or like sitting at a cool desk. Like there's no parents. Where are the teacher? So much shit happens in classrooms and I'm like, where's the teacher? Like it kills me.
The teacher like happens to just walk in and is like, nope, okay, let's continue.
Hey, stop that. Like they're beating the shit out of each other. What do you mean?
It's so bloody. And I am still waiting. I'm just constantly like, is somebody gonna die? Like the number of ways people get their heads smashed in or choked or like broken. Right? It's like, what? How are these people not dead? Like when Gray slammed Helmet's head into the concrete wall loud enough for it to crack and everyone stopped fighting.
Yeah.
He had to have a concussion or something.
Right.
He
just had a few band-aids and was like, I hope I don't run into that guy again. I do think. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say the build-up between Helmet running into Gray again. I really enjoyed that part.
I liked that too.
Yeah.
That's kind of not exactly that, but what I was going to say was that I liked that Gray's whole thing was like, I want to do something so extreme to you, whether it's like small or big. I want to do something that makes it so that you don't want to see me anymore. Like, I want to do something where you're going to leave me the fuck alone. And he like achieved that like a couple of times in this reading. Like, Teddy did not want anything to do with him. Helmet did not want anything to do with him. Like, they were just like, but with Helmet, Helmet had someone breathing down his neck being like, find that fucking guy. And he was like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
It was it was so wild. Yeah. Because normally it would be that guy beat me. I need revenge. And it's like the opposite in these scenarios where there's somebody else being like, you know what he looks like. We don't know what the fuck this dude look like. You have to go find him. And they're like, I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah. And it's not like he's weak. Like, we see through the eyes of other students and other gang people that Helmet is like, he can be terrifying. Like, scary. He's a bully. He's number one. Like, he is very strong. And so I think having that juxtaposition of when he gets terrified of Gray adds a lot, even more like emphasis on Gray is terrifying. And this is why.
Yeah. Yeah. And sorry.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
How dare you? Now I'm going to interrupt and I'm going to add that Teddy did. Oh my God. Speaking of dying, I legit thought that Gray was gonna fucking wrap his head around the curtain and like push him out the window.
Yes.
Oh, I was like, holy shit. Am I about to witness the death of a man? Holy shit.
There have definitely been a couple of times, where kind of like both of you were saying, where I was like, is somebody gonna die here? Like, this is a really extreme situation now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the like, especially with Teddy, we saw like a lot of build up in terms of I need to figure out how this guy works. And like the focus on how do I push your buttons? How do I make it so that you're the one that messes up? I think that sort of angle is definitely interesting. It plays into the like emotionless, calculated aspect of his character. But yeah, and with the backstory, I did like that we got to also see the progression into that as well. Like the first time that he did that.
Dude, the backstory, like his origin, like you said, I'm glad that we read up to chapter 37. It's so tragic. It's so heartbreaking. I thought it was really interesting that his revenge story isn't revenge for himself. It's revenge for his best friend who went through all of this to protect him, to stop it from happening. And so I liked that aspect of it, that he went off the deep end, was like, I'm gonna do this, like this is what I'm gonna become because these fuckers like deserve it. And I just thought that entire build-up was really, really well done. And poor Steven, protect Steven.
Poor Steven.
I love Steven.
I want to, like, part of me hates that we got no closure about what happened to Steven, but another part of me is like, there's probably a reason for that. Like, we might find out later, like, what's happened to him. But yeah, the fact that it was like, after all of that, he goes to the hospital and Steven's family has taken him somewhere else. And he's not family, so he's not going to know where he went. It's like, yeah, it's sad, but also it's much more realistic than, you know, him doing all of this stuff and then them being like, did you hear? There was a miracle. Steven is up and walking around and he's doing just fine. And now he knows what you did and he hates you. Right?
Yes.
Which is kind of what I thought might happen, and it didn't. And I was like, oh, good. Yeah. But also sad, but also good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was man, this manga's really interesting because it's just like it's not all just violence. It does get into like the psychology of like psychological warfare sort of stuff. Oh man, there's just so much. God, fuck, what's his name? He pissed me the fuck off because of what he did to my boy Steven.
I know, dude.
Yeah, Oga or something.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Oh wait, no, Bryce. Do you mean Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce.
Fuck
Bryce.
Bryce.
Yeah.
Fuck
Bryce. In this house, we hate Bryce. Fuck
In
Bryce.
this house,
Fuck Bryce.
we hate Bryce.
I
If your name is Bryce, this is not about you. I'm sure you're lovely.
Yeah.
This fucking Bryce. What was his deal? Like his whole there was a part of me that was like, okay, did Steven do something to you? Like, what happened? Is this your revenge story? But then the fact that he just didn't like Steven because Steven was the...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think that it was supposed to be that, like, Bryce generally was in, like, a constant place of envying everybody.
Yeah.
Right? And then Steven, like, extended a hand. And he became, like, kind of their friend. And some of his more, like, unlikable traits were coming out occasionally. Like, things that maybe made it hard for him to make friends in the first place. But Steven was just like, he's Bryce. He's our friend. It's fine. But then Bryce is like, for Bryce, it was, okay, well, now I've stepped up a little bit. And I'm focusing this, like, frustration about... like success on you guys.
Yeah.
Right. And then it was, how do I surpass you guys? And that was the direction that he chose instead of like working hard and like trying to be a good person, is he just went fully in on like, I guess I'm a dick now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he like had so many jealousy and like inferiority problems.
Yeah.
Which at the end, when Gray finally gets to Bryce to just fuck him up, you totally see that Bryce is so like insecure because he needs other people around him to feel good about himself, that he's like part of what's making everyone else look like his other gang members look cool. He feels like if they're doing something that's badass, that he's also badass just by being around them, which is kind of like what Philip Kim does with like other people around him, where they're like, oh, if we're around him, then that makes us cool too.
Yeah.
And so Bryce, and it's also an idea, well, they're middle school kids too. And so just what he does, like he's just so immature and thinking like that. But God, I was so satisfied when he just got destroyed.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
I know that you're supposed to like enjoy the fights a little bit and maybe feel kind of conflicted because you're like, oh, Gray, you're going so hard. But like when Bryce showed up and he was like, you are the most unforgivable of all of them, I was like, fuck this boy up. Fuck him up.
Yeah.
I was so excited for him to just go hard on this dude.
Yes. Gosh,
and everybody in his class like, hey, I think maybe that was another one of those moments of like, he does not give a fuck who you are. Like when his other classmates were like, hey dude, you really need to stop, like you're going overboard, and he was like, don't even talk to me, like I know the ways that you pushed all of these dudes up because you were all fucking scared. You're all just as culpable. I don't want any of you touching me or talking to me. I was like, damn. Oh my God. He's burning this whole school down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his line of, if you wanted to stop this, you should have done it months ago instead of laughing. Oh my gosh. I was so pissed off.
Me in the back, I was just like, yeah, that's my boy Gray. Yo, fuck him up!
I wasn't in that group chat, Gray. Fuck those guys.
Oh, goodness. What did you guys think of, because we did have quite a few other characters, too, in the current timeline. We had Jimmy Bay, and then, which I'm sure there's I'm mispronouncing that last name, but all I could think of was like, oh, Bay. And then we had Ben, Alex, Philip, what's the... Teddy, and then we had Mushroom Head.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Green-haired kids.
Green-haired kid.
I can't remember. They like occasionally give us like little snippets of his eyes, and everybody in the comments is like, he's hot! And I can't remember his name at all.
I can't either. It starts with a G, I feel like. But yeah, so we've got quite a bit. I just so I don't forget this, but the question is, what did you guys feel about the lead up to the fight between Ben and Jimmy? And I want to note, before I forget it, that I love the fact that Ben is the one who took Jimmy down. It wasn't Gray. I loved that is what happened. But yeah, what did you guys think about the build up to that and everything that happens?
The whole situation with Alex was like kind of funny. Like, I think that up to that point, you're like, oh, Alex is like the mad dog trope, right? He's like the berserker of the group. Like, he's just down to fight. And I liked that him interacting, I'm pretty sure this is the same thing, him interacting with Jimmy, and just getting like beat down and having it sort of thrown in his face, like, the only reason that you're not getting your ass beat all the time is because you hang out with Ben. And you're like not that strong. And him being like, fuck, he's right, I'm not that strong, was interesting for me, like from a character viewpoint perspective, right? Because up to that point, you just believe like what you've read so far, which is Alex is also strong. He and Ben are both strong, right? Ben is strong in one way, he's strong in the other way. And so to have like this whole freaking arc in there where Alex is like, I can't go to school, Ben will be so mad, and Ben being like, where the fuck is my best friend? Like, it was just so,
like I miss you.
Yeah, and him like finally finding out like, oh, I see. Okay, let's go fight this guy. Like, I'm over this.
I'm about to fuck this bitch up.
Yeah.
How dare he touch my best friend? Also, the guy that we were discussing before, his name is Gerard. Yeah.
Okay. How could I forget? The lead singer of My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, what is that band? Oh, okay, Gerard. His name is Gerard.
There we go.
Speaking of Alex, what did you guys think of his fight with Jack? I think it was Jack. I kind of what Dodger was saying, when you think of like Alex is the second hand to Ben, whereas Jack is the second hand to Jimmy. So you're like, oh, they're going to be the rival. Right. Like, they're going to be equal. The fact that Jack is kind of overpowering Alex in that, even though he's from the rival gang and you just always expect him to lose. I really liked that they had that play out like that, kind of subverting your expectations of what we see in other delinquent fighting comics.
Yeah, it also it supported this, like, Alex isn't super, he's like not very strong, right? It did support that like he has a long ways to go. They're giving us like room for his character to do some, either like be a better fighter or whatever. And yeah, I also liked that that Gray from the get-go is like, this is not good odds. Like, I don't like this. I don't want to be. I just want to get my shit and leave.
Yeah. What about you, Moeka? Do you have any thoughts on
Alex?
Yeah, Alex.
Oh my god. I can't. I don't know why. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know what it is about characters with like shaved sides. I just
like sideburns.
Yeah.
You?
Sorry, I knocked over.
I don't know why, but hearing like normal ass background shit happen with a VTuber like front facing is so funny.
You're welcome. I'm here to provide content.
Oh,
but no. It's devolving into chaos, just as planned.
I'll mute myself.
In this corner, you have Dodger dying, choking on a chip made of apples.
And then we have
oh no, she's laughing more.
The VTuber knocking over shit that we can't see.
And with that, VTubers will take over the world, and as you can see, we will fuck you up.
What do you think? What do you think Dodger's VTuber would be doing right now if she was choking? What would the VTuber look like?
I need a VTuber so bad. I need that. I'm telling you. Oh my God.
You good?
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I straight up inhaled part of this. Fine, let's keep going.
Yeah, I don't, man. Here we go with Moeka's husbando tastes. I don't know what it is about, like, the little, like, because he has the weird, like, eyebrows where the ends are kind of shaved a little bit, and then and then the sideburns being, like, shaved down, but the top being left long. I'm just like, God damn it, why? Sorry. So basically, this has nothing to do with the story. It just has to do with Alex
being like, I love all the Alex parts. Yeah.
Yes, Alex is hot. I
love Alex. He's got the little scar.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
The scar is so good. Oh my God.
He's a little hottie, and he's so tiny too.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, he
so
just wants
funny.
to protect his friend, even though he can't fuck up people. Really, it's
Yeah.
fine. He'll grow.
The part with him, like, where they haven't mentioned it again, but they've kind of done a subtle little, like, Alex will see Gray and, like, kind of talk about him, but like when Alex fucking just falls in love with Gray immediately, just watching him out the window, and it's like, on that day, Alex fell for Gray.
Just like, who is this tiny person beating the shit out of people? I'm in.
Dude, I'm into it. Hell
Doki doki.
yeah.
Doki doki.
So funny. Yeah, I'm
sorry, that had
what else
nothing.
happened in this reading.
No, this isn't. We bring this up, Moeka. This is part of MangaPod. Is husbandos and waifus. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was gonna say my part really didn't have anything to do with this fight specifically, but it was really good because I think that's what I like about the writing is that, like, with time, it slowly introduces you to these characters, and then, like, what they appear is definitely not the case all the time. So I thought, oh, Alex is gonna, like, it's gonna be a super fighter, and then getting to see, oh no, he really isn't. He's just sometimes he just gets really fucking mad, and, like, the people just aren't expecting it, so he fucks them up through rage alone.
Yeah,
which is not the best way to go into a fight majority of the time.
Yeah,
he's basically the opposite of Gray.
Yeah.
He doesn't think. He just runs in, right? And
oh
Gray's like, I need 3 weeks to observe this person.
Yeah.
What a good ship. What a good ship. Perfect dynamic.
I guess, like, going back to Gray, I thought that's what was really interesting about him through the story, especially when we got to the Teddy Jin fight. Was that, like, through the whole thing, it's like him being, like, really cold, really collected. But then Eugene, like, talks about it after the fight, where it's like, yeah, sure, he does present himself that way, but he is afraid. Like, this is just him, like, really believing and, like, making a change with these fucking idiots. Because it like his middle school experience really, like, affected him really hard. So it's just like,
yeah,
baby.
And we do have a couple moments. I can't remember the exact times, but we do have a couple of moments with Gray where he's like, I don't want to keep being focused on this way. I don't want to, like, have to fight these people. But my life experience so far has taught me that if they target me, they will not stop. So I have to stop them, right? Like,
I have to become the demon.
Yeah, I have to be the one who, like, ends this. And I need them to, like, I need to break their will to fight at all. and just get them to leave me the fuck alone.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's sad because you realize if he had gone to one of these like normal schools that he absolutely qualified for, he wouldn't have to deal with this at all. But the only school that would accept him after he completely just went nutso on these 3 dudes was a school for other kids who have beat the shit out of people, right? Like, it's the only school that would let him in. So he's just running into dudes who are like this all the time. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest criticisms of the manga or the manhwa is kind of related to that, in that we have so much early on that is, oh, another dude is going to test Gray and Gray is going to fuck him up. And it's not like, it's not that it's not interesting the ways that he does get like fights against them, but it was a moment where I'm like, all right, here's another one.
Yep.
And another one. And another one. And so I think that was my biggest frustration, because it happens a lot within just 37 chapters. And the last like 6 chapters, maybe even fewer, maybe 10, is his flashback.
Right.
And so it happens so many in the first 27 chapters-ish. But it near the end, it was definitely showing up that it's not going to keep being that way. I think him beating Teddy really showed that that was kind of the like pin, at least I hope, like the pin in people coming and challenging him. But I don't know what the fuck's up with Philip, so we'll
who knows? Whoever knows what's going on with Philip.
Philip just in the background constantly.
Just like, yeah, I think it definitely needs a pacing change at this point. So
which we might get.
We might,
because this last half basically was them like setting up to like do a shift to Donald Nah.
Yeah,
because they didn't like show him exactly, but Helmet Head went to him to snitch on.
Yeah, we saw the top of his head
Teddy,
right over a chair.
And like the clothes he was wearing too.
Yeah. Dude, he was tatted up. It's like, dang.
Yeah. There was a moment where I was like, oh man, is Donald gonna be a lady? And I was like, ooh.
Oh my god, yeah.
I real still want Donald to be a lady.
I did for a second think that Donald was like a kid. And so I was
like a little like 7-year-old.
Yeah, I was like, how the hell did this kid get a fucking full-blown office? What the fuck?
Because he has rich parents.
I am a protege with lots of money. Yeah. I know how all of the businesses work. I have managed to, under one umbrella, grab all of the delinquents in this town. It's like 6. Covered in tats.
All those 6-year-olds and their tattoos.
You know.
Yeah. Should we talk about art?
Sure.
Yeah.
I like the art a lot in this.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
like with manhwa, every time we read manhwa, I think there's like a brief transition stage mentally where it's like, oh right, this is gonna be in color. Like a lot of manhwa, a lot of the like webtoon sort of manhwa stuff that we've read before is like they take the time to put this shit in full color, and it really does add to it. The moments when like Gray is really trying to intimidate somebody, like utilizing the color of his eyes and just like pumping that up just a little, just a notch, like does a lot for it, I think. So yeah, I always appreciate that they go the extra mile and color these things.
Yeah.
Moeka?
I really like the art. It's not anything super amazing because like time constraint wise, I mean, having to draw and then color it in is a lot of effort. So I can understand why a lot of webtoons have like the specific simple art. But I really liked it because sure, like for the blood and stuff, it's like super extreme, like detailed, especially, which I was okay with. I really think the art excelled with like the sound effects, because for some of the fights I was like, holy shit, like I feel the weight from, like, I could feel the weight in that fucking punch, like that crack. I could just hear it in my brain.
Yeah.
And yeah, also I feel like manhwa sometimes has really weird proportions, like Noblesse, like they're like super lanky and like there's like some weird proportions that happen, and I never, with this one, I was never like, oh, that body looks weird. Which was nice.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think there were a couple of times where I was like, ooh, that face got a little muddy. But in terms of proportions, I don't remember it sticking out that much.
Yeah. Same. I really enjoyed like the art. I didn't think it was like amazing or anything, but I felt that it like fit good enough. And I, like I said in spoiler free, I liked the way that the art was utilized during the action scenes. I thought it gave it a lot of life. Like you felt like you were watching it. And manhwa, a lot of the manhwa that we've read that were action has done that really well. And so I think manhwa is very, like, I don't know how they do it, but it seems to be a consistent thing that the art tells the action very well through what you're how you're reading it. And so I think that's when I enjoyed the art the most. But same, where there's like sometimes like, oh, that looks a little funky. But I thought the art did a decent job with the action. Was my favorite part of it.
Go.
Okay, thank you. I really like how I don't know what it is about Gray, the way they draw Gray though. Every time, all the little expressions we get from him, I'm just like, God damn it, this is doing it for me. This is what I want.
Yes.
Specifically like the last panel for 36, where it's like him being like, okay, I fuck these kids up, but this didn't really help. Like the expression that I got was like, this didn't really fucking help me any, because my friend is still like fucked up and is probably never gonna like recover from his brain coma.
Yeah. And the way that last chapter ended as well, like with it transitioning back into that kid with the picture.
Yeah.
I remember being like, oh, right, that's how we transitioned into this flashback.
Yeah.
But I think it was kind of the perfect time for it, because I think otherwise him like finding out that this kid took a picture of him and then like slapping him around with a magazine.
Yes.
And being like, you make me sick. You make me so angry. It would be like, Gray is off the deep end. Like, what is happening here? But to like have context, I think did a lot.
Yeah.
And I also loved that the way that it ended was going back to like Ben and Alex and them, and then being like, does it feel like it's been a really long time since we've been at school?
Yeah.
Like a reference to, wow, that flashback was a lot of chapters, huh?
So good.
But yeah, I think art wise, just like you guys were saying, it's not like revolutionary or incredible art, but it is really clean, and I love the way that it was colored. And the fights came across very dynamic, which is always good. So yeah.
Cool. Before, one thing I wanted to bring up was Eugene, the glasses kid who sits next to
yes.
I love the fact that he, like, in that last the fight against Jibby, they're like, wow, you know a lot about delinquents and all this, and they're like, suddenly welcoming him.
I know.
As like the delinquent expert.
That's honestly, if I was going to bring up a critique, it would be that a kid who obviously has been terrified of bullies his whole life is like, but I'm also fascinated by them, and I'm on a forum that's about all of the delinquents in this town, and I know everything about them. I'm like,
yeah.
What? What do you mean?
Right?
What? So weird.
It was so weird.
It's so weird.
It was kind of oh, sorry.
I was actually gonna bring it. It's kind of like how your kid, when she got her haircut, was terrified of haircuts, but then just wanted to watch videos of haircuts.
Yes.
Like it's
oh
like that.
God.
It's just like that, except more extreme.
That is so exactly. She's terrified, screamed during her whole haircut, and then for the next year only wanted to wash people's hair. Like would pretend to be hair saloning. And then her next haircut, she like owned it. I have a picture of her glaring at the camera like totally what it is.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you guys have any other things you want to bring up or touch on?
Oh, actually, yeah. There is one thing about this manga that I do kind of enjoy is that a lot of the names are super like Americanized.
Yes.
So
yeah.
it's reading.
So it's easy to remember.
They're easier to remember, but then it like I don't know, it fits like this whole like because it's like sure, like, I'm sure like that there is this like type of bullying in Korea, but I don't think it's like quite this violent, obviously. But like it makes sense, and like if this were a movie, like it fits into the theme of it like being a delinquent school or whatever. And so
like all of the kids have like Yankee kind of nicknames.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it just like fits. Like if I think of a movie, I'm like, oh, these names totally like I could see this being in like a fucking shitty ass like fight movie.
It made me wonder because I remember Erin because Erin got very into Thai dramas, as we all know. Erin was doing like a ton of research about like Thai names and like the like, I guess, would you call them nicknames?
Yeah.
Like the nicknames that everybody takes on that are not Thai words whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if that's a thing in Korea as well, or something like similar to that of basically taking on just a word that you like or a name that you like and being like, this is my nickname now, you know, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no idea, but it did make me wonder that. I was like, I wonder if this was done on purpose to reflect that. But even the characters that aren't delinquents like Steven has a name like Steven.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's a common thing to do in Korea or not. I have no idea.
I was wondering that too, because it definitely reminded me of Thai drama in Thailand. And then I've never read that in another manhwa before.
Yeah.
And so that's what, and I'm real into manhwa too. I think Korea is dominating comics right now. But yeah, I've never experienced or seen something that was a bunch of standard English names.
Yeah.
Which I because I mean this is translated for us obviously, so it makes me wonder if the names are super Korean in the original, and then the artist knows I wonder if they changed it remember obviously I'm used to reading Japanese comics, so remembering the names isn't as hard, so I'm not as super familiar with how the honorifics in Korean work. So I'm wondering if the artists that it was them being okay, Americans aren't gonna have a hard time remembering on these names, so if I Americanize them, it'll fit that whole oh, this is a fight movie where all the names sound funny but they make sense. And so so I wonder if it was just the artist trying to make it easier for American audience so that they can get into it easier.
Yeah. Cosmorian in chat said in Korea they also get English names for church, but Steven doesn't seem like a Christian name. I like the idea of all these delinquents just like having church names.
Yeah, getting church names and being like, this is my delinquent name. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Do you guys want to do final thoughts and ratings?
Yeah.
I would probably I'm in a toss up between a 7.5 and an 8. So I'll give it a 7.75.
Ooh, crazy.
I know. Thank you. I'm creative that way. Yeah, this really like took me by surprise. I was literally just scrolling around on Webtoons and was like, I wonder what the top stuff is right now. And at the time that I looked, like Weak Hero, despite not being like extremely current, was at the top of action still. And I was like, that's really interesting. It must be really good. And I just got completely sucked in. So I was glad to have the opportunity to like a really fast opportunity to be like, we should read Weak Hero, and nobody can counter it because it's my birthday. But yeah, I enjoy this quite a bit. I think that there are some things that it does that, like Erin was saying, that are really like, who's the bully of the week, right? Like, who's gonna go for him this time? But the way that they're coming at like character building and all of that sort of stuff, I do really enjoy. And I think that there have already been a few things that have been unexpected for me, and there's like almost 100 chapters or something. So it's a very doable thing to read, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So yeah, at this point now, I would say it's like near an 8 for me, and I think that it could be higher than that. But I have really liked it so far, and I like the characters. I want to see more like development and an interesting kind of like, I wanted to see the pacing shaken up a little bit. So
Cool. Moeka?
I'll go next. I think I really for this section, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I really like the characters. I didn't think I liked the whole premise of it like being essentially a bullying school. But I was really surprised at how sucked in I got, and I can't wait to read more. I did see Sachi talk about how Gray not caring about the world, which I don't think is necessarily true. I think it's more it's that whole scenario of, in order to like hate or not care about something, like deep down you have to in some way love it. So I don't think it's
like you don't hate something if you don't care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that he doesn't care about the world. It's more of he doesn't want that school to continue being that way, because if it does, then someone else who is like Steven could get fucked up by like the system, quote unquote. So I think it's more of he hates the bullies and people who like don't care to like fuck up the system, essentially, which is really interesting to me, because we get so many characters that are like, oh, I fucking hate the bullies, but I understand where you're coming from. Don't worry, you get a pass from me, dude.
Yeah.
So so for me, at 7 out of 10, I'm really interested in seeing how they progress in explaining like how, quote unquote, Gray is gonna dismantle the system.
Yeah.
I don't know. This manga really surprised me.
Yeah.
How about you, Erin?
I am gonna do a 7.5. Basically echoing the same thing that you guys said. I really like the character setups that we have for like Ben and Alex and Jimmy and Donald, and what we've seen of Gray so far. I really liked that we already got his origin story, because it sets up for the rest about what his growth might be. And the biggest takeaway was the pacing at the beginning and all right, I'm challenging Gray. All right, I don't believe that he's so strong. He's so tiny and looks like a woman. Having that.
Oh my God, I forgot about all of the moments when people were like, he's so beautiful, like a girl.
Yeah. Look how
weird.
thin his arms are. It was just like,
look at his beautiful eyelashes. I'm like, is this all just to try to like help juxtapose the moments where he's murdering people? Like, I just don't.
It was this,
oh my God.
Speed.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was about to say we totally forgot to talk about the girl who's like obsessed with him, but thinks that he's
oh
like
my God,
a baby.
And then she's like, I'm going to protect him. And then
I need to protect him. Yeah.
And the little like box arrow that said, surprisingly strong. And so I'm like, yes, I want her to fuck someone up.
Right? Yeah. I want so bad for her to just like hop in there and be like, I'll protect you, you sweet, tender, beautiful child. And he's like, what is going on? Like, I want that scene so bad.
So bad.
Anyway, I'm so sorry.
No. You're
keep going.
You're totally fine. Yeah, I wanted to talk about her too, and I had completely forgotten about it. So yeah, 7.5. I really liked the action, the dynamic of the art. I liked the characters. I liked the fights. And I want to read more. So I think I actually did read like 2 more chapters. So I know.
Oh.
So, yeah, I really liked it. Enjoyed it. Good pick, Dukes.
Yay, I'm so glad. Yeah. And I love that you guys had never like heard of it or anything. So that's always fun,
this is my first time hearing about it. Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like you might have sent it to me, but I hadn't checked it out.
I think I did too.
Yeah. So.
Well, I know that I recommended the story that was like there's a prince who's looking for a bodyguard story.
Yeah.
But I couldn't remember if I recommended Weak Hero to you.
Sure.
I went on a webtoon deep dive chat, okay? And
that happens. It's easy.
Yeah.
Lazen comics, I get really into them sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is where Killing Stalking is, but there's a lot of other ones too that I got really into.
Yeah. That are not
Killing Stalking.
Like Killing Stalking.
No, no, they're not the same as Killing Stalking. But there was one point. It's was it Lazen or was it something? It was some. Oh, it might not have been that. But there was a few that were slowly being released, but they were in Korean and they hadn't been translated yet. And I caught all the way up, and I was like, I need to know what happens. Like For Your Love was one, and then there was another one about piano. I can't remember what it is.
It's the absolute worst.
I told David, I was like, I need to know. I'll use Google Translate on some of this stuff. And so I started buying it, and I told David, I was like, David, I really want to support the artists and like the creators of this manhwa. And he goes, all right, that's cool. And then I said, so if a bunch of charges that are in Korean show up, just know that is why.
I thought that this was like, I'm pretty sure when you were reading these, you were like, David, I'm going to start learning Korean.
Oh my God.
He was like, what? Like, don't worry about it. I just really need to know what's happening in these chapters, and they're not being translated fast enough, so I'm going to learn Korean.
It's not happening. Dude, Google Translate, by the way, it don't do so good. It don't do so good
it don't.
For Thai or Korean.
If you need like to get the gist of a thing, for the most part, it can do all right.
Mm-hmm. I would make it up in my head, and then I'd read the translated, and I was like, I was so wrong. Didn't do good. Anyway, on that note, I am going to go ahead and read the description for the manga that we are discussing next week, and everybody in chat gets to guess what it is. Okay. An action-based. Nope. Hang on.
Yeah.
An action-packed comedy about a blank that includes a blank, and a blank. Master Spy Blank is the best at what he does when it comes to going undercover on dangerous missions in the name of a better world. But when he receives the ultimate impossible assignment, get blank and have a blank, he may finally be in over his head. Not one to depend on others, Blank has his work cut out for him, procuring both a blank and a blank for his mission to infiltrate an elite private school. What he doesn't know is that the blank he's chosen, my lord, is a blank, and the blank he's a blank is a blank.
Everybody gets what Erin a blank god is. Also, yes.
Yeah.
Good job,
Spy X Family.
Spy X Family.
Yay.
Good job. There's only 4 volumes out currently, so we are going to read all 4 volumes of that.
It's not completed though, right? There's just 4 volumes.
No, it's
out.
ongoing. It's ongoing,
Cool.
But there's 4 out. I think it started last year. I read it was March of last year. So.
Okay, great.
Cool. So that is what we are going to read next week. Let's go around and shout out all of our stuff super fast. Moeka, do you want to shout out the thing you've been working on?
Oh, yes.
Are we doing
Hello.
that? Are we doing? I thought we said we were doing that, so we don't have to. I can shout out other stuff.
No, it's fine. Hello, I'm Moeka. I'm a VTuber right now. For days I don't want to be on webcam. Hello, yes, it is I, Animu me. So you can find me at MegaMoeka on Twitch, on Twitter, on pretty much all social medias. If you go to the MangaPod website, you will see a new widget on there for Discord. We have a MangaPod specific Discord. Let me get the link.
Hold on, I'll grab an invite and throw it in chat.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, don't forget to set it. Oh wait, I still have the other one. Cool. There we go. Kember.
Wait, what the hell?
Where are we?
Why isn't it?
Oh, is it being goofy? I got a link.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah, mine literally was just discord.gg, and I was like, that's not enough. That's not everything it needs.
No,
what the hell?
Discord GG.
Yeah, if you want to join our the MangaPod Discord, Moeka has been working her butt off on it. There's lots of channels in there, lots of space to talk about manga, to recommend manga for us to read, like all kinds of stuff. So I think the plan is for us to kind of transition away from the subreddit, since we weren't consistently using it anyway, and we all use Discord. So yeah.
Thank you, Moeka.
Thank you, Moeka.
No problem. So if you read out through all our rules, all the channels, we do have one called self-assign rules, which I haven't set up completely. But if you react and you click on the little bell, it'll give you a role called MangaPod ping. And next time that we stream, it will at that specific role. So if you want a notification through Discord, that's how you'll get one.
Yeah.
Cool.
For Discord servers, I hate like pinging unnecessarily. So don't worry. That MangaPod ping will only be for when we go live. And then if we have any rules or rule changes, it'll just do it'll show up as a new post. Instead of doing like at everyone, here's the new rule change. Since for the rules, if you look at the footer, it'll say rules updated and then the last day when we did that or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
It's good. It's great, Moeka. You did awesome.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you. If you guys do want more MangaPod, we are also available on the Spotify and the iTunes and stuff, where you can go and check us out on there. Shout out the rest of our stuff. I'm Erin, Happily Erin. My YouTube is where the MangaPods are uploaded to. And then I am currently working on a book, and I'm getting so close on having it.
Yay!
I'm so excited getting it sent out, all of that stuff. You can follow updates for that on Instagram and on Twitter. And if you are into Thai dramas, you can definitely come and just chitty chatty with me about it. So that's me.
Hi guys, I'm Dodge, or you can find me at Dexbonus on pretty much everything. I'm a variety gamer and a just chatter, to use the category.
Yay.
And a future VTuber. I've decided. So
yay, one of us. One of us.
I can't be the only one. I'm gonna VTube as well.
We're all gonna be VTubers. Mark our words.
We should not tell Lou, and then he'll come back.
Oh my god. That would actually be so incredible if we just like kept it quiet and then waited until we both had VTuber like skins to use. Is that the right word? I'm gonna use it because it's creepy. Wait until we both have VTuber skins and then make sure Lou's gonna be there and then just all you.
This was a really good idea to keep secret after we've said it in front of 426 people.
We can trust these people.
Yeah.
We can trust you guys.
We believe
you love
in
a weird
you.
goof. You love a weird goof. Anyways, yeah, come hang out.
Speaking of Lou, he is our fourth co-host. If you'd like to check him out, he has a Twitter, Just kidding. Lou Talks Anime. Lou.Talks Anime. So you can go and check him out on there. Send him all sorts of love. We love and miss him, and he'll be back as soon as he can. Yeah. I think that wraps up everything. Is there anything else you guys need to talk on? Oh, Kaylee posted a bunch of emojis in chat.
Very sweet.
Hi, always says, hi, Kaylee. What did you say? There's a unicorn. She picks out, David lets her pick out emojis while they're watching the stream. So she'll pick out emojis and send them over.
They're so cute.
Aw, that's so cute.
There was one time where we didn't send any back and she got really sad.
Oh no! Oh honey,
like,
it's just like, hard for us to send emojis.
I'm sorry.
On the show. I don't know if you guys know, but Kaylee and I are friends now, so you can all just be jealous.
Yay!
They talked before MangaPod.
It's true.
Kaylee
we had a long conversation about our days.
Kaylee was down here and was like, "Can I talk to Brooke yet? Where is Brooke? Can I talk to Brooke yet?" And then I just heard her be like, while the guys were talking, because I couldn't hear, so because Kaylee had the headphones on, and she just goes, "That's funny."
Aww.
She's great for my ego as well.
Aw, I love it. It's so cute. It's so cute. Cool. Well, I think we are going to go ahead and pop it off. But thank you guys.
Go pop off.
Pop. Oh, Brooke, you got some emojis too.
This is our new hot single track. Yeah.
Brooke, you got emojis. We might have to wait.
Oh my god, they're so good. Look at those emojis. Hell yeah, I love them.
A happy face.
Ice
cream? Is that ice cream? Cupcake?
It looks like ice cream, a cupcake, a unicorn, a rainbow, a
letter
heart
with
and
a
an
heart.
envelope, and a flower. Yes, look at all these good emojis.
Good job, Kaylee. Oh, and then Moeka.
Yes.
Thanks, Kaylee. We love you.
Best, Kaylee.
Bye.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye,
Take care. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Wiggle fingers.
Wiggle fingers.
Wiggle fingers.
What are you doing?
Now everybody's asleep. That was ASMR. You're all asleep now.
Bye.
Okay, bye.